Hey there! So this is my review video for the Sonia Kashuk Hidden Agenda Concealer Palette. I've actually had quite a bit of requests to do this video, especially from my friend Camille, so I was finally able to get this video filmed for you guys. But anyways, so this is what the palette looks like. It has sort of like the typical white Sonia Kashuk packaging, and then it has a magnetic closure like a lot of the Sonia Kashuk products have. So it flips up to reveal the 4 concealer products in this palette. It has 2 concealer shades at the top. This one is sort of like a lighter concealer shade, and this one is a little bit of a medium to deep concealer color. And then down at the bottom it has a neutralizer and a translucent set powder for your concealer. So I've purchased this concealer palette from Target maybe 3 months ago, especially because I was looking for a concealer to replace my Boing concealer by Benefit, especially since it was, this Boing concealer was, I think, around $23, and I wasn't really interested in going back to purchase a concealer that was a little bit more expensive like this one. So a lot of you guys recommended this concealer palette for my new concealer that I should try out. So I was really excited to test it out, and I have been using it pretty frequently since I purchased it 3 months ago. So I have a good idea of how well it works and how I like to use it sort of on my daily foundation routine. So most of the time I do utilize this deeper shade, especially since it's closer to my skin tone, but when I want a little bit more of a brightness under my eyes or to add sort of like a cream highlighter effect to my cheekbones, the bridge of my nose, and my forehead, I use this lighter concealer color, which does a pretty good job in brightening those areas. And then in terms of when I use the neutralizing shade, I pretty much rarely ever use that color in terms of concealing on my face. I don't feel like it really does a good job in neutralizing redness or adding any coverage for areas that have discoloration on my face. So I don't think it's really that good of a concealer for this palette. And then in terms of the translucent set powder, I've used it once. I don't really feel like it does a good job in setting the concealer. I feel like it's just kind of chalky and doesn't really do a good job of setting your concealer. But I just pretty much use like a regular set powder that I would use for my foundation to set this concealer, because it does like a good job of that. But anyways, in terms of staying power, I don't think this concealer palette really has really maximum staying power. I don't think you can wear this concealer on your face for like 12 hours and it would last the entire span of your day. It does last a good amount of time, but I do notice fading maybe after 5 or 6 hours of wear. In terms of quality, I do think it's a nice texture. It's very creamy, it glides on your skin really nicely, it blends amazingly smoothly and completely clean, you don't have any blotchiness on your face. It blends completely smooth. But however, since it is really creamy, I do recommend using a concealer brush to apply it to your face, especially since when it is creamier like that, it will settle in the fine lines in your face and appear a little bit cakey if you apply it with your fingers. So I don't recommend really using your fingers to apply this concealer for your face. But also in terms of coverage, I don't think it's necessarily 100% full coverage. You can get sort of a medium coverage with this concealer. It will cover up the dark circles a good amount. It won't completely blank them out, but it will cover them quite nicely. They do cover sort of darkness and spots on your face pretty well, but you're still able to see them a little bit through the concealer, so it will not give you a complete full coverage concealer like you would get maybe with the Boing concealer or if you used some of the other concealers that are out there. So if you're looking for a complete full coverage concealer, I don't really recommend getting this. But overall, I do think it's a good purchase, especially for the price. You get 0.14 ounces of product for about $12, and then it does come with a variety in this concealer palette. as opposed to the Boing Concealer, which is just one concealer that only offers 0.1 ounces of product. So I do think it is worth checking out, and it's a little bit more expensive than some other drugstore concealers, but I do think the quality is a little bit more elevated in comparison to those. So yeah, I do really think it's worth trying, or worth like purchasing, even if it's just one time and you don't like it, is at least you're able to try out this concealer palette that has 4 products to offer for concealing. But yeah, that's pretty much it for my concealer review on the Sonia Kashuk Hidden Agenda Concealer Palette. Let me know if you guys have any questions concerning this product, or any other questions involving like concealer or anything like that. What I have on my nails this week is Worth the Risk by Color Club. I just really wanted a nice silver on my nails this week, even though it's not really fall appropriate. I just really wanted silver on my nails. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!